All right, here's what we're doing. We've deployed Raspberry Pis. So we've got a Raspberry Pi 5, which is, whoops, I didn't want to go there. Let's go here. Let's kind of look at what we've got. New tab. Let's do one more piece. So I'm going to show you, let's go to Pi Karifi 00 is the name of the machine, hopefully. There we go. And then what we want to do, this says system restart required. So we're going to do that because there's updates. So we're going to do sudo apt update. This is on a little Raspberry Pi 5. We'll take a look at the specs in just a moment. And then we'll keep on going. So this is a Raspberry Pi 5, I believe. Yeah, it's a Raspberry Pi 5. And we're just doing the upgrades. So sudo on that machine apt upgrade -y. I don't care to look at all of the things. I just want to be patched. Being patched is more important. If there's a problem, then fantastic. I will fix the problem. But the main thing is we want to be patched. We don't want to be running because this is stuff you're going to see that these Raspberry Pis are public. And if you stick around and you're into Spring Boot, I'm going to let you deploy your Spring Boot on these Raspberry Pis. And they're going to be on 2 different clusters. So we're going to do some like enterprise grade, enterprise-ish grade stuff on these Raspberry Pis. And that's all we're going to do. So what I'm encouraging, I'm going to only make this available to subscribers. And the code that you deploy has got to be public because you're deploying in my home and it's running on my network. So I'm going to do the best I can to secure myself, but I'm going to let you deploy your code. That's the kind of thing. So that's the trade-off, is that you've got to be following on one of the channels or subscribing on one of the channels in order to do that. And the repository, the code that you'll deploy has to be open source. So we're going to, meaning it's got to be public for everybody so that we can go look at it and analyze it. So this is one machine, the Raspberry Pi 5 that's updating. Let's go do this. This Raspberry Pi 4, I just deployed. All that I did in order to deploy this Raspberry Pi 4 was I used a program called Raspberry Pi Imager. I will open that up real quick so you can kind of see what I did. So I used Raspberry Pi Imager. It was a Raspberry Pi 4. So I went and I chose Ubuntu is the operating system. Oh, which reminds me, I might have to make some changes. But I did 25.10, which is the latest. I didn't do the LTS release. I did 25.10. We might run into problems, but if we do, we'll learn together. And then I stepped through the build. So I deployed this machine, this Pi Karifi 4. I just deployed that by making a USB disk with that Raspberry Pi Imager. So that's where we are here. We're going to do the same thing over here. Sudo apt upgrade to get the latest and greatest. We can see there's 46 updates. And all we're doing first step is just like, let's just make sure we're patched. This is the first time that we're here. Let's make sure that we're patched. I don't want you to deploy your code on something that's unpatched, right? That's part of the contract, is if I'm providing the infrastructure, that infrastructure is going to be patched and it's going to be ready. And your stuff, I'm going to do my best to not put your stuff at risk. But this is also a deploying to these Raspberry Pis, letting you deploy to these Raspberry Pis. There's kind of a agreement. I didn't do the full legalese because the users of this are from all over the globe. So yeah, I haven't gone that far, but there's no guarantees, no SLAs, none of that. If it fails, it fails. But part of this practice, I'm going to show you what you can do on this minimal infrastructure. I'm going to show you how you can deploy enterprise grade, production ready code to devices that are this big, a Raspberry Pi device. So we're doing it across 2 different machines. So again, we're going to have one Raspberry Pi 4 and one Raspberry Pi 5. So it looks like our Raspberry Pi 5 is updated. And so all we're going to do is we're just going to reboot that. So we're going to do sudo shut down -r now. This is Ubuntu. So we're going to do that real quick. We'll let that Raspberry Pi 5 reboot. And then hopefully this one, oh, look at this. Wait, oh, I didn't do the update. I was supposed to do update instead of upgrade. So that'll take a second, get all the latest updates, and then we'll do the sudo apt upgrade -y. I'm going to check out some of these bots. I'm not a big fan. You know, I stream, but I'm not good at it. But every once in a while, bots will come in and oops, I got to do this. They will offer up users and stuff. So let's see if we can fix some of these bots. Please hold. I don't have moderators on all the channels. So here we are. Doing it myself, if you will. So I also I do have a Discord that I am, I'll share that later. But let's go. So now we've got our updates. That all that's doing is saying, hey, here I've got all of the things that are ready for you to update. Let's upgrade them. Upgrade. And on my desk, you can't see, but I can. I have a hot mess. I have been putting together these Raspberry Pi clusters, and I'm just going to take all these little screws and I'm going to put them in to a little box here so I can kind of keep track of them. It's not the box that they're supposed to be in, but this is the box that they're going to go in because I have these desk pies. I'll show a little picture here. I'll pull it up on screen here in just a sec. But I'm just going to clean up. I'm having to type around my mess. So Java Jr. has been helping me out. Give me 1 sec. All right, so this is what we put together today. Try to get it here. This is a desk Pi. So it's like a 10-inch rack made for stuff like this. So it's got a 10-inch rack, and in it, what I've done is I've put in a power distribution unit, and I've got 8 Raspberry Pis. It's a combination of Raspberry Pis, 4s, 5s, 3s, 4s, and 5s that are spread throughout here. But this is kind of the example of this is what I've been working on today while Java Jr. has been cleaning up. But this is the equipment. These are the devices that my community will be deploying their Spring Boot to. The idea here is, now that I can get to my keyboard, some places, some parts of the world it's harder to get to production for political reasons, for economic reasons, for just geography reasons. So one of the things that I'm trying to do, this experiment, is if you've got a public GitHub or GitLab, then you'll connect. And if you've got Spring Boot apps that are there, I have some automation that'll go and it'll find your Spring Boot app and it'll deploy it to these Kubernetes clusters that are running on Raspberry Pi. All right, so wait, what? This says everything is up to date. But this said there's updates. Why didn't that do sudo apt list upgradable? Let's see. Oh, there's nothing. Okay. So let's just do this. Sudo shutdown R now. And here we go. So that's restarting. Now this one should be back up. The 5. should be back up. Let's just make sure. I see lights blinking on it. The 4 is in the closet over there. But these are Raspberry Pis. They're I say affordable. I pause before I say affordable. They're the most affordable um, type of computer that I have in my house. All right, so we are up. I can do Docker PS. I don't think there's Docker is running because I believe we're running KPS. So Docker's not there. So I do PFEF. I wanted to show you what is running. Is it K3S? Yeah, running K3S. So that's the distribution of Kubernetes that we're running. Let's go. It's a lightweight implementation. It's been a while since I've been on this machine, but the whole idea with the infrastructure is I just want it to run. I'll do the care and feeding. I don't want to mess with infrastructure. Let's take a look at what K3S is. It's this lightweight Kubernetes. So it follows the API, but it's easy to install. We can do this, and I use Ketchup, K3 sup to install it, and it works. Now the only thing K3 sup doesn't have an update, I don't think, or upgrade. You all right?
I don't get it. I've put the password in 3 times, and it says that it's right, and then I do the puzzle, which is a bunch of dice, and there's like a million different.
That's the wrong username. Oh, you're okay. Sorry. I want to see if I can do this. If this. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. Yep. Yeah. Just tell me there's no sound detected. What happened? Fix it. So let's see. The ML can be edited and committed for future upgrades, and you're ready to install. We can do that. I'm not doing the pro. Okay. So it doesn't upgrade. That's fine. We'll figure that out later. But that's what I use. So let's go back. I'm running K3S. We're going to have to install that here in a minute. So on this machine, that's all I did. I showed you that K3 sup is running. Let's do this real quick. So this is an 8 gig machine. Let's do a quick. All right, so that's temp. So there's my root device. So I have 100 gigs. What kind of? Oh, it's just a USB.
I already forgot the password for Discord.
What?
I already forgot the password for Discord.
Please hold. All right. There it is. I think that's fixed now. I hope that you can hear me. But thank you for that message. Thank you for the message. Please let me know if that works. I see the button now was definitely it muted me. So hopefully that's better. Thank you again, Vishnu. So here we are. I have this app. We went in and we peeked at it, and we can see that, hey, here's the app, cc.pycarifi.www. Let's see if we can get to that. I'm hitting escape. I want to see what this app is. This is a different app. So this is a Java Grunt web root. But what I want to know, I've got a cert manager, I've got a Carifi gateway, but what I don't have, oh yeah, I do. I've got Cloudflare D. So this is how you get access to my machine. Let's draw that picture real quick. Please hold. We'll draw that picture. We're gonna make a new, and we'll clear this out. So what I am doing is I'm using Cloudflare D. Let's say here, Cloudflare. And this is where my DNS is, DNS, and also the tunnel. So the domain names, let's go like this. You should be able to go to, right, I said www, here, www.pycarifi.cc. Let's verify www.pycarifi.cc. When you put that in, it goes to the DNS, and my Raspberry Pi down here that's running K3S and Cloudflare D. It's configured, I hope, to say, hey, I am listening to pycarifi.cc. So this machine says, I'm listening for pycarifi.cc. So when traffic comes in here, and because this machine has said, hey, I'm listening, then Cloudflare will send traffic for www.pycarifi.cc. It'll send it to my machine. So hopefully this comes here. Let's move this guy over because this happens first. I should put this one like, hey, boop, 1, 2, request that, 3, and then 4, right? And then it'll respond with that. Boop, boop. Request response. I'll just move that over just because. Hopefully that makes sense. But what's cool about this, thank you. My audio it's cutting out on YouTube. It's cutting out on YouTube. All right, let me see if I can fix it. Please hold. I'm going to bump that up, and I think that's all that I should need to do. So, and it might be that I know one more thing to check. Let me make sure that I'm not audio. This. I'm going to turn this off, and hopefully that fixes it. So, oh, boom, good now. Thank you. All right, that was the button. So we're good. Everybody, I'm trying to keep track of all the chats, but this is the way that it works. Is let's go and look. Does it really work? www.pycarifi.cc. All right, that's traffic. There it is. That's a picture of the box. So this is working. This is embarrassing. I don't know what to say. I'm embarrassed. We don't want this, but the main thing is you are hitting traffic, or you're making a request. If I go in here, actually I don't see. I'm not capturing the logs here. Let's see if we are here at all. Nope, that's the other one. Let's go down here. Boop. So I'm not capturing any logs here. That's not great. What we should do is we should fix it, and we should add some observability, but I'm not going to put it on this Raspberry Pi. I'm going to leave the Raspberry Pi for the apps, and I'm going to deploy the LGTM stack, the looks good to me stack, which is Loki for logs. G is Grafana for the dashboards. T is Tempo. Tempo is for the traces, and M is what's their the database that is in that stack. I forget the name of it. What's LGTM stack? LGTM stack. I forget. Oops. What is there? It's not Prometheus. It's Mimir, which is time series database. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see. So like before when I streamed, I was like, hey, this is fantastic. I was like, I was happy for any kind of chat, but now I'm not a big fan of the spam. And I understand, I know that there's value in having numbers and doing that, but not at the moment. I don't know if I like the idea of spam on a live stream. So that's okay. Part of this is like, hey, let's just get out. Let's do it. So there's our LGTM stack. That's what we'll do. We'll do that later. That will not happen today. I wanted to show like, hey, this is good. Now what I want to do is I want to replicate this. I want to make it so that if this Raspberry Pi falls over, if it goes away, that this same image, the same app will be served from another machine. So I'm going to have to do some copy paste, and we're going to try it. I wish I would have scripted this, but I didn't. So we're just doing it live, and I'm going to give myself maybe 90 minutes to get through this. So let's go back here. I remember, let's make sure our machine came back. SSH, this is that one. There's one more piece that I need to do. Because I have multiple networks, because I deployed these things and they change these devices, these servers, the nodes that I'm deploying, they're going to move. So it's going to move from this closet to another closet. It's on a different network. So one of the things that I need to do is I'm going to install Tailscale. And I have these instructions in a blog here. So we're just going to go to that blog and we're going to go look, and we're going to look at the last time I deployed Karifi on a single node K3S. There you go. Let's walk down to where we installed. We did this. We did all of that. Let's do this. Here, we're going to install that on this Raspberry Pi 4 so that I can control it. So on whatever network it's on, it'll be part of my little Tailscale network. And I'm sure that I'm going to leak some passwords or some keys on this. I'm going to try not to, but this is what we're doing. So maybe I'll slide this over. I'll do that off screen, and I'll just say, hey, here's the steps that we're doing. After the reboot, we're just doing the curl pipe shell, which I don't recommend generally, but I've done this quite a few times. I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. And then I say that, and I always get a little like tingle down the back of my neck, because what if there is some DNS problems? What if there's a man in the middle? Then that would be bad. So I'm doing it. And then I'm going to do that next step. So it installed. I'm going to do this sudo tailscale up. And then it's going to ask me to authenticate. Sudo tailscale. I just don't know where the passwords and stuff show up. That's why I'm doing it on another screen. But that's all I've done. I just did sudo tailscale up. And then it's going to ask me to log in. I'm going to do the login. I'm going to do it on a different thing. I'll just try to stay a little bit secure, right? I already did the curl pipe shell thing. How bad do I want to get, right? one of the benefits. All right, so now I'm going to say connect. Since I did that, and yeah, I think I'm comfortable. How do I bring this one back? How do I bring this? I don't know if I can do that. Anyways, I don't know if I can bring that tab back. But now this machine is connected to my Tailscale network. And let's go back. What do I need to do? Oh, here's what I need to do. Set up K3S using K3 So we're going to do something similar to this. We're going to give it just a different context name to install K3S, which is a tiny Kubernetes. And on this Pykrifi, let's look at this one. Oh, this is only a 2 gig node. This is going to be difficult. This, like I thought this was a 4 gig node, but here we are. It's a 2 gig Raspberry Pi 4. So this is very, very underpowered. Let's see what I can do, right? How bad could it be? Let's see what it can do. In order to do this, I'm going to get out of here because now that one is connected to my Tailscale network. I'm going to get out of this one's fine. We're not messing with the Raspberry Pi 5, so I don't need that at the moment either. We're going to get out of here. We are just connected to this cluster. This cluster has Cloudflare D, but we're going to now switch. So that's the Pykrifi cluster. We're going to make a new one. Let's go grab our instructions. We're going to do this. I'm going to edit that. Clear. Whoops, no, don't do that. First of all, we're going to change the IP address. Let's figure out what that IP address is. Ping the what do I call it? Pi 4 Pykrifi, I think. There we go. So there's our Tailscale IP address, which is tied to the host. So it doesn't matter what network it's on. When it's connected to the Tailscale network, it'll be that IP address. And let's do this. So let's go edit this. We're going to put in that IP address. So that's the IP address. Let's try that one more time. We're going to plug in that IP address, which I didn't copy, 668.85.69. We'll use the same user. We're going to disable traffic because we're using Cloudflare D to handle our ingress. We're going to merge the local path, and we're going to give it a new context. This is going to be the Pi 4 Pykrifi. Now, it's going to SSH into that Raspberry Pi 4 that only has 2 gigs. It's going to download K3S, and it's going to install, and we're going to hopefully have a Kubernetes cluster running a fairly recent version of Kubernetes. Now, this is going to be fun. I'm pretty certain that we're going to be on 2 different versions of Kubernetes, which it happens. But now what I'm doing is when I'm putting the same apps on both of these clusters, I'm giving myself the ability to shut one of the clusters down so that I can go and upgrade the other one. So here, I don't know what version we're on, but let's let this go. On that tab, we'll go over here. We're going to take a look at kubectx. And let's do kubectl info. No. What's the command? Git nodes -o wide. This is going to tell me that I'm on version 133.4 K3S1, and this is on 134.3. So these 2 clusters are on 2 different versions. Like, shame on me. That's something that I don't recommend. But what we're so this said we ran into a problem. Earlier, I knew that I might run into this. Because we're on a Raspberry Pi 4, because we're using Ubuntu. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go and add these. Now, I don't think I did that in this group because this is on a Raspberry Pi 5. But on the Raspberry Pi 4, I had to do that. But guess what? I took notes. So we're going to go back. We're going to go back a little ways. We're going to find one of these, maybe an older. And right here, add this to the beginning of this. So we're going to do this. Boop. Oops. All right. I've given myself instructions. I hope this is on Ubuntu. I did Ubuntu. We're going to do that on that machine. So we've got to go back to that machine. We got to update it. SSH Pi for Corethi. And the thing is, you don't have to keep track of what machines I'm on. The whole idea is you want to see like, hey, this is possible. So I'm just walking through, and it's not a great stream, but the end result, I'm just showing you all the steps. The end result is that we've got Raspberry Pis that are serving up Spring Boot apps that are enterprise grade production ready, but they're just really running on hobbyist infrastructure. And we're going to do everything we can to bring that hobby infrastructure up to as close as we can to enterprise infrastructure. So let's go back to this machine. Yep. And we're going to make those changes. We're going to update it so it's got the C group and yeah, memory 1 enabled, which is the error that we just ran into here. So we're trying to fix this error. Hey, you may need to add this and this to your Linux command line somewhere on a Raspberry Pi. So that's what we're going to do. So we're back here. We're on that Raspberry Pi 4. We're going to hopefully edit the right file. Is that the right file? We're going to try it. And we're actually just going to do the bits that we were asked to do. So just this. No, I'm going to add the whole thing because I'm going to trust my notes more than I trust the that output. Even though I don't know what machine this was on. I didn't say here. But I think this is before the Raspberry Pi 5 was released. Oh, and this is a cluster hat, so I think we're in good shape. Yeah, so let's go back here. We're going to update that file. Boop, boop. Like Control X, save it, and we'll do sudo shut down -r now. It'll take a few seconds to restart. And that's all we're doing. We're going to walk through step by step. We started, whatever, 30 minutes ago. We had a Raspberry Pi that had never been logged into. We logged into it. We updated all of the libraries so that we're on patched software. We installed the Tailscale network. We added it to my existing Tailscale network. And then we tried to install K3s, and K3s didn't install. We ran into a problem because of the C group. It needs to do this virtualization at the kernel level, and it didn't have the ability to do it. We're running, so here's another thing that I probably should have prepared. We're running Ubuntu 25.10, which is not an LTS release. It is the latest release of Ubuntu. But I've ran into problems with this one before. So on some of the other machines that aren't Raspberry Pis, I ran into problems that I didn't take time to diagnose. So we might run into more problems. I don't know, but we're going to give it our best shot. All we're doing is, I'm Deshaun. I'm a developer like you, but I don't have cloud money. I have Raspberry Pi money. So I have these Raspberry Pi devices, and I'm just trying to do cloud-like things. I want to do AI, but my language of choice is Java. So I use Spring, the best framework, and I use Spring AI, and I do all of these things, but I want some place to deploy it, because just having it on my laptop where nobody else can see it, that's not valuable. I want to deploy things, and I want to show you that you can deploy things too. So if you can find a spot for one of these little Raspberry Pi devices, this is a Raspberry Pi 5 in a case, but I showed kind of what the cluster looks like. If you can find a place for one of these devices, if you can give it power, give it network, and you can even run on on Wi-Fi. If you can just find a spot where one of these can sit, then you can do things like have a website running or an app or whatever it is. You can have it running on a little device that's just like this. You can do it. And that's what we're doing. And the big goal one of the things that I would like to do is I want to kind of push the limits on these things because I've been saying this for a long time. I've ran dozens of websites on these Raspberry Pis, but I would like to see if I think I can run thousands. I think that's the goal is 1,000. I want to deploy 1,000 domains, 1,000, your website, my 20 websites. I want to deploy 1,000 domains. So instead of just Java Grunt and PyCarifi, I want to deploy 1,000 domains to these Raspberry Pis, but it's not one Raspberry Pi. Like there's limits. There's sense to all things. So I have this, like, I've got a few of these clusters of Raspberry Pis that we'll deploy them to. So there's 8 in this machine, plus the 2 that we're working on. That's the whole idea is we want to see if we can get to 1,000. So we're just doing baby steps. So here we go. Our Raspberry Pi 4 should be back up. Let's see. Maybe not. Okay, it's back up. So now we can, what is this? Due to now resolved bug in date command, the system may be unable to automatically check for updates. Manually install. See, now, you remember a little bit ago when we tried to do the apt update and it didn't work? Let's see what's going on here. That's interesting because when we logged in, it said that we didn't have any updates. We tried to, or it said we were 46 updates behind. We tried to install it and said, oh, there's nothing to update here. So let's see what's happening. Sudo apt update. Let's see if we get any updates on this Raspberry Pi 4 that we just installed. It's only an hour old. Sudo apt upgrade -y. Is there anything? No. Okay. So this is update. So now we can go back here and now let's try this same command that we did before. We're going to try it and we're hoping that we've taken the steps to avoid this. We're trying to install Kubernetes on a 2 GB Raspberry Pi. That's what that command is trying to do. Trying to install K3S, which is lightweight Kubernetes, which is now, it's a part of the CNCF. It's been adopted by CNCF. And we're going to try to install on this 2 gig Raspberry Pi. Let's see how it goes. Oh, hey, good morning. I see you over there. I'm trying to keep up with the chats. Thank you for dropping in. I really appreciate you being here. And yeah, we've been streaming for a little bit. Oh, I ran into another problem. So it says failed to find memory group. Boot firmware command line on Raspberry Pi. So what we're trying to do, and I wish that I would have, planned ahead. I wish I would have done this once, but I believe that there's something in seeing how other people fix things, and maybe there's some education to be had there. So let's go back and let's see what happened. We're gonna go back to our PyCarifi 4. Pi 4 Carifi is the name of the machine. We're gonna try to figure out what's happening. I appreciate the hearts. I appreciate it. And good morning. It's evening for me, but good morning to you wherever you're from, or good afternoon wherever you're from. So here it says new boot assets here failed, fallen back to known good. Use pyboot try reset new to retest boot assets. If you're able to determine the boot failure is due to a bug, please file an issue. Okay, so let's go back to what we did here. This didn't work. C group enable CPU set. Let's remove this and see if that works. Right? So let's say pyboot try -try. I've never done this command before. We're just kind of reading. Reset -new. Maybe I need a sudo in front of there. Marked new boot assets unknown. Please be aware next reboot will boot twice. Okay, let's try it. Sudo shutdown -r now. Let's see. We're gonna give it a go. Thank you for liking. I appreciate that. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Absolutely. I hope that the audio is good. I have kind of a goal here of what I'm trying to do. I'll show it here. I'm using Cloudflare. We kind of showed on one of the devices that, hey, this website works. This pykarifi.cc, this website is running on a device that looks just like this, that's sitting on my desk. And what we're going to try to do is we're deploying a Raspberry Pi 4. This is a Raspberry Pi 5. We're going to deploy a Raspberry Pi 4. But what we're going to do is we're going to deploy it next to on a different network. We're going to deploy this Raspberry Pi 4. I'm going to say it like this, Pi 4. Only 2 gigabytes. It's going to have K3S and Cloudflare D. But what it's going to do, it's also going to say this. It's going to say, hey, I'm also listening for pykarifi. Right? So it's going to announce that, hey, I'm listening for pykarifi too, so that when this one goes away, the website will still be up and running on this one. That's the idea. That's what I wanted to get done today. Give myself about an hour to get it done. That's the idea, is these are on different networks. And I can do updates. I can do upgrades. So this is enterprisey, active. That's the plan. So let's go back. We rebooted our Pi 4 Karifi. Let's see if it's up. Pi 4 Karifi. Let's see if it's responding. Okay, good. And then let's try to get into it. And let's see if it says anything about our boot, right? We got a message. It says, nah, that's no good. Falling back to known. We're not doing that. Is it because I put it into the wrong place? So let's do a quick, let's go someplace. Let's go to Gemini. Hey. And let's say, where do I add the C group memory equals 1 for Ubuntu 25.10? No, it's not in Grub. Is it? No, I would on a Raspberry Pi. There you go. Boot firmware command line. Note if the directory doesn't exist, check boot command line. Add the parameter to the end of the line. All parameters must be on a single line. Do not create new lines. I put it at the front. Root weight. Here's what we can do. Watch this. Instead of like trying to, there are different versions, but let's go take a look at what we've got. Boot firmware command line. I don't know what this means. What does this mean? Let's ask. On my Raspberry Pi running Ubuntu 25.10, what does this mean inside my boot firmware command line.txt? This. Oh, that's Wi-Fi, right? That's your Wi-Fi regulatory domain setting. Okay. In short, it tells the Linux kernel which country you are in so that your Wi-Fi radio follows local laws regarding. Okay, that makes sense. Why is it there? Different countries have different rules for Wi-Fi. I don't really want to use Wi-Fi on these devices anyways. Right. Or the Ubuntu first boot wizard. Okay. So what else do I need here? Let's go look at the Raspberry Pi 5 and see what it has. So let's sh pi karifi 00, which is the Raspberry Pi 5. Let's cat the boot firmware command line. Wait. So I didn't need the C group stuff here. But also, how do I see which version? See, I was choosing 24.04, which is the LTS release. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I didn't go down this path far enough. But also, what is the trick to installing K3S on Ubuntu 25.10 on Raspberry Pi? Let's find out. I think I've gone down this path, and I think every time I was like, the C group single line rule. As you've already seen, you must enable C group. The trick here is that command line is not a standard config file. It is a single string of arguments. The error, many people add the parameters on the line. Nope. Same. So that's what I had first. It did not work. Oh, this is it. This is it. I bet. Linux modules extra. I think this is it. And even though I didn't put it in the 25 with the Raspberry Pi 5, I think this is it. Let's do that. I haven't had to do that for a while because I thought it was already done on the Ubuntu 25. Let's run it. Let's see. What? Oh, wait, that's the Raspberry Pi 5. I did it on the wrong machine. Let me do that. Sudo apt update. Sudo apt upgrade -y boot. But over here on the machine that I care about, let's close this and let's do that. Install that Linux modules extra Raspi. I felt like that was already done. Starting in Ubuntu 24, unable to locate Linux modules extra Raspi. All right, if you skip this, your pods will stay in a pending blah, blah, blah. Okay, K3S tries to handle this. It often is safer to ensure there's no firewall interference during setup. Perfect installation sequence. This. We did that. This is not there. It can't find this. Ubuntu 25.10 can't find Linux modules extra Raspi. I feel like that disappeared a while ago. And because I did this, you've got a sharp eye, you're exactly right. Starting with 25.10, Canonical is officially deprecated as a standalone requirement. Here's what happened and what you need to know. In the previous version, the extra modules specifically were stripped out of the main kernel to save space. You had to manually install to get them back. So the Linux image Raspi meta package in the actual kernel image now includes these modules by default or pulls them in automatically. Essentially, the extra stuff is no longer extra. It's just part of the standard install. Okay. So it moved from this to Dracket for generating boot images while Ubuntu server still defaults to this. For now, if you're using the desktop, I'm not. Legacy, that's not it. Verify VXLAN is actually there. No. We did this. I should probably put this back. Switch to legacy IP tables. Is that it? I don't think that's it because of the boot. Hey everybody. Can I say hi? Like boot. Hey. We're doing stuff. Hi. Hi. Welcome. I don't get any notifications when people are jumping in, but that's okay. New tricks. That's not it. This maybe. I doubt it though. On the 4, do this. Firewall stop disabled. And then let's update our command line. Ooh, nope, I want to do the CPU set down here. We'll add that. And then in order to get it to try again, let's try this. Well, we're trying it, mark as new, and then be aware next reboot will boot twice. Sudo shut down -R now. Let's hopefully we get it to reboot twice. I don't know if I waited for it to reboot twice last time, but we're just trying to get this Raspberry Pi 4 with Ubuntu 25.10 to take these C group flags on the command line txt. They're additional flags, so we can do some virtualization, so we can get past this error. And I'm probably just going to give it one more try, and if it doesn't work, we'll reflash it. We'll redo the things, and yeah, if it's not working, we'll just reflash it. And what we'll do is we'll install 24.03. It looks like it works, and it's an LTS release, and we'll move on. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time here because I want to get things running in production. So let's see. We can ping. Let's see. So it's down. I don't know if this is the first or the second reboot. We'll see. But yeah, that's all we're doing. We're just trying to get things. So hey, we're up. Let's see if it blips or if it flashes again. Because remember, it said it'll reboot twice. I'm assuming this is the second reboot. We'll know here in a second. Look at those request times. All right, I'm feeling like it's not going to reboot again, so let's just jump in. Let's see if it booted up properly. We'll see. I don't know. This just in. Love you. Got a little note. And it says still failed. Let's cat boot from new. It will be command line after text. Okay, look at this. So here, my changes didn't show up. So what I expected, right? What we saw in command line txt. I'm not a, well, I play one on TV. So what I put in here, I don't see any of this in this file. So if you were me, what would you do? If you were me, what would you do? Let's edit this one. What could possibly go wrong, right? Let's edit this one. Accept cat boot firmware. Let's put these things. Let's put those inside of this new command line. And I throw it in the beginning so that I don't mess up that the new line. And let's give it a shot. Sudo shut down R now. I love you, sweet pie. You're the best. I'm getting little notes from Java Princess. So, Ubuntu, Raspberry Pi 4. We're trying to install K3s. It's not going well. I've been streaming for an hour and I haven't made much of any progress. I got it connected to my Tailscale network, but that's it. I haven't done a whole lot. Like, is this familiar? Is this a situation that you would find yourself in? I think for my job, like for my day job, this is the kind of stuff that I practice, that I do it a bunch of times, right? Before I would, take it on stage, if you will. You got to practice these kind of things. But this isn't for my day job. Today's a holiday. This is my day off. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to deploy these Raspberry Pis, and I'm going to get some stuff running. it still says this failed. And I don't know. Let's take a look at this. So it's sitting there. Let's do our PyBoot thing. Marked new boot assets unknown. Let's see. It's still there. So let's shut down our account. Let's see if it works. Let's see. We'll give it that old try. Hey, Mike, welcome. This is what we're doing. We are just trying to deploy things. We're running Raspberry Pis. We're trying to deploy K3s, a lightweight Kubernetes, onto these Raspberry Pis, and it's not going smooth at all. Like, in fact, this is not. I'm not making much progress on anything, but we're going to keep on trying. So it's going to reboot twice. We can do this little step. Whoops. Here. We're going to do this little step of we're just deploying. Let's see. I think it's going to reboot twice. We'll see. We want it to come up. Just make sure that things are running. It shouldn't be so hard. I've done this literally hundreds of times, but it's not something that I do every day. The idea is you get this infrastructure running, and then you just keep it maintained. But I moved offices and stuff happened, lots of travel. So I clearly haven't been maintaining this. But fast forward, or a little bit of foreshadowing. What we're going to do is we're going to set up some AI. We're going to set up some AI models, and we're going to try to do not just the deploying and the patching and the building of Spring Boot apps and have them run on Kubernetes, but we're going to also have some pipelines that take care of the underlying infrastructure for us. So this looks like it's. I'll give it a couple more seconds. This looks like it's going to be ready. Let's give it a shot. Let's jump in and see if we in fact fix. It says live detected inactivity during my current live stream. Complete the verification. I'm here. Why is it saying that I'm not active? This is, hey, Charlie, like, welcome. I don't know why it's saying I'm inactive, because I'm doing all the things. And it still says this failed. So what did I say last time? I said I'm not going to deal with this. We're just going to reinstall it, right? Why? I wish I knew the answer. And maybe since there's not a big audience, maybe I will troubleshoot a little bit more. We did this. We don't need to reboot. Hey, fantastic. What we should do is perhaps, let's see, or log. Let's see if we can. Let's look at the end of this syslog. Is there anything? Oh, K3s is trying to start, and it's going to fail because of the C group stuff. All right, so that's not going to be super helpful. Is there a bootstrap log? Nope, that hasn't been updated. Let's cat last log. No, I'm gonna do more on syslog. I want to see if I can see anything here. 61. Nope, that's from a while ago. And I'm just scanning. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Hey, welcome in. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that jumps out. Boot firmware. SCSI device loop, no device. blah, blah, blah. I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something to jump out and tell me, here's your problem. And I'm probably not going to get that lucky. Oh, I'm sure I just put my tokens up there. I'm sure I just put my keys. On this video, my SSH keys have been shared for the world, and that I've done it before. That seems to happen to me all the time. I can't get through a stream without giving away a token or a secret of something. And I think, unfortunately, I think that this stream is going to be available in a handful of places. We're getting closer to where I'm hoping, but I don't know why it's not working. Here, reboot. I'm looking for why my C group settings aren't working. And I'm trying to think back to previous efforts if there's anything else that I needed to do. USB boot firmware, local file system, listening, console, duplicate line. No, let's do this. Let's cat.syslog pipegroup C group. Fail to find memory C group v2. All right, that seems like something that's kind of important. Good question. This is 25.10, the latest version. So what is it based on Trixie? Is Ubuntu 25.10 based on Trixie? Ooh, let's find out. I don't know the answer to that. No, Questing Quokka. Primarily based on Debian 14, Forky. Debian 13 was the base for 2404. Okay. Here's 410. All right. So hey, it's moving forward. So now let's see. I'm running. I'm seeing this error in our log sys log. Logs you provided show exactly what K3S is failing. Your kernel is explicitly disabling the memory group. Look closely at this line. Kernel command line C group disable equals memory. What? Even though you're trying to add, there's a conflicting flag already present. How did I miss that? Boop, CD. Where? That's not here. Where's that coming from? Where is that coming from? Open the file. Find and delete. We didn't have that. Add this to the end of the file. Important. Ensure the entire file remains one file. Yeah. Save and exit. Why is this happening? Double check. Proc command line. If you see cat proc command line, cat proc cm. Oh, look at that. Where does that come from? And why don't I have the C group stuff? All right, so my changes are not showing up at all. So, all right, the changes I'm making to boot firmware are not showing up. All right, the reason aren't showing up is likely due to a major architecture shift. Starting with this version, Ubuntu has introduced try boot. Instead of reading the file directly, the new path, I need to edit this. Check if it exists, edit the file. Okay. Apply your changes. Okay. Okay. So I think we found our thing. This is new to me. So let's edit this. Sudo nano w boot firmware current command line. Now look, it's not there either, is it? And if I edit this one, I'm saying I want this one. You know what? What's on old? It doesn't exist. Isn't that what it said? Old, the backup of the previous working state. If you edited this, the bootloader might be ignoring it in favor of the one inside current. The double boot requirement because of this new try boot, sometimes the first reboot doesn't take because the system is testing the configuration. Try rebooting a second time. Got it. Got it. Okay. So new is here. Let's do this. Sudo shut down R now. We're going to reboot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just reboot again. How does that sound? You think that sounds like a good idea? Valid? We'll try it. We'll give it a shot. We will give it a shot. All right, so it's going to, we're going to ping. We'll wait for it to come up. Then we're just going to jump in and we're going to reboot it. Hey, Gage, welcome in. Thanks for stopping in. I came in here with a mission. About an hour and 10 minutes ago, I came in here with a mission of I wanted to deploy Kubernetes to a Raspberry Pi 4 running on Ubuntu 25.10. Clearly, I had no idea what I was doing. I was able to install 25.10 on this Raspberry Pi 4. I thought I was deploying on a 4 gigabyte Raspberry Pi 4, and it ended up being a 2 gigabyte Raspberry Pi 4. But that's not where we got stuck. Where we got stuck is the command line. There's a new process with 25.10. It does some A/B testing on boot configs. So now we're just going to go into this machine and we're going to reboot it. So I've literally been stuck trying to get this to work. Just get this C group settings that we need for virtualization to work on this Raspberry Pi 4 running Ubuntu. That's it. And this is Linux. This is not anything I don't think that's very interesting. Other than if you like Raspberry Pi 4s, if you are dealing with this, if you want to run Kubernetes on a Raspberry Pi 4 or Raspberry Pi 5, or probably a 3 as well, then you'll probably run into these things. So part of my job is like, let's just do it. Let's walk through it. And then we'll turn it into a blog like I do, like keep notes for myself. But this little clue that we just got about the A/B testing change that I was fully unaware of, I clearly ignored it in the past. Here we are. Let's see if this works. It's probably not there yet. Oh, look at that. I'm already in Let me get out of here. Let me try that again. And it's like, hey, dude, it failed. What you have here, it failed. Let's go look. What you got in there failed. Why did it fail? What do I have in current? I don't have it there in current. Let's do this. Let's fix current. Hmm? Can't boot firmware new command line.txt. Let's take this and let's add that to current and to shut down our now. Let's give it a try. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, it can't get any worse. I can't make any more mistakes. It's taken an hour to just get this to boot up so that we can deploy Kubernetes to it. So, like, how much worse could it get? I'm going to try all the things until I understand it, and I still won't understand it. But I think next time when I'm making my edits, I will edit boot firmware current, and then I'll reboot instead of this new PyBoot retest kind of thing. But we'll see. We'll see. We're just waiting for it to come back up, and maybe that is taking a little bit longer to come up. Maybe now it's doing this initialization, the C group stuff. So now we're up. Let's go jump into that box, and let's see if we can. Well, it still says like, hey, no, bro, you didn't do it right. Let's go to var log, and let's tail about that much of syslog type grep C group. Okay, using C group driver setting received from CRI runtime. So unknown kernel command line parameters. So it was something else, right? So it's seeing this command line C group. Wait, what? So it did the C group disable, and then it did this. Wait a minute. Okay. What's happening? It did this. But you know what it didn't do is this. So it said disabling memory control group, enabling unknown this stuff will be passed to user space using C group driver setting received from CRI runtime. Let's try that one more time. So it didn't do this that we saw a minute ago. So let's cross our fingers. Let's see if this works. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have done this. I should say cat proc command line. And I see it disable, but now I see it enable. So maybe that will take precedent. And look at there. We did it. So now we did it. Now we have kube CTX. I have now a Pi4 refeed. Let's do kube CTX. Let's switch to Pi4 core refeed. Look at this. Look at this. Hey, the kid. Let me say hi. Let me say hi. I did it. We figured it out. We have a command line that works. Don't ask me how, but we're going to keep on going. We'll come back and we'll clean it up later. I'll bet you'd get cleaned up with another reboot. But we're here, and if I do kubectl get nodes -o wide, I should see that I've got a Kubernetes that's been running for 3 minutes and 20 seconds on this more recent version of Kubernetes. Now, what I need to do now is I need to make it so that this Kubernetes responds to the same stuff as the other Kubernetes does. And you know what I don't know? I don't know where I'm keeping the... we got some more spam. Let's fix the spam here. Sorry about that. There we go. Let's do this. Let's see if we can figure out. I don't know where I keep track of the configs. I don't know where I put it. And if I'm being honest, I don't know where I should put it. It should be in a GitHub somewhere, the configs. But the secrets, those should not be in GitHub somewhere. So I'm in a tricky spot. I wanted to deploy this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go... what am I going to do? You know what? I bet this was done. Hi. I bet this was done on another machine. So I bet the configs, I might have misplaced them. Let's go see if we can find them. Let's see, fun. Pi, Karifi, CC. Look at this. Maybe they're there. Let's put in some passwords. See if that works. I don't know. It might not. It's hard to say. But what we're going to do is, all right, hey, look at this. I've got usernames. I've got namespaces. I've got stuff. So now that I've got all these passwords here, now I need to be extra careful. So I'm going to slide this over to another screen. And I'm going to see what's in here. Please hold. I've got in format. I've got this Cloudflare DE YAML. I got metrics. It looks like API.pykarifi00. It says everything else is going to go to... Oh. So this might be actually pretty easy. Because I'm using Karifi, the DNS setup is pretty easy. But what I've got to do is I got to go and get a new token. Fun Cloud Foundry kubectx. I want to switch kubectx. I want to switch over to this Pi Karifi. And I want to do Karifi scripts. What is it? How do I get a new one? Wait, how do I do that? Karifi scripts. Is it create new user? Let's see. If I do CF login, let me look at history. CF, or let's do login. Nope. I don't think I've done it on this machine. So I think it's CF. Let's go look. I don't remember. Karifi install tutorial. I think it's here. I think these are the ones I like. Where we do this. CF API. Is that right? That's not the one. I want the other one. I think. No, those are the same. They've true. I did something like that. Now I'm lost. Yep.
JW's live.
Awesome.
I'm gonna get my stream set up.
All right. I am going to hello. I'm going to try. I want to figure this out. I'm going to do it. And it's a shame that I'm doing this live because this is boring content. But this, I'm not doing it on localhost. I'm doing it on another machine. So I think I want to do this. I'm going to do CF, what did I say? API is HTTP API dot pycorifi 00.corifi.cc dash skip SL validation. This says, oh, fantastic. Now if I do CF login, I'm logged in as admin. There we go. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. So not too hard. So now if I do CF domains or CF help, I want to keep track of the domains. I forget. Isn't that it? It wants me to do a target. So let me do CF orgs. I have no CF roles. There's not. Did I do the wrong user? Should I have done CF admin? It might have been CF admin. So let's do CF login as CF admin. Not logged in. Invalid auth token. Let's try logging in as pycorifi. That works. CF orgs. Getting orgs system admin. That subject has no CF roles assigned. This is not supported and may cause unexpected behavior. What have I done? Is it because I have two? And I have to be careful because I'm trying not to. Hey, Xavier, hello. I have to be careful. I have to be careful. I feel like it's admin. Let me try this again. CF login admin. It's good. But if I do CF orgs, it's saying, hey, there's not one. I'm on the right cluster. What am I doing wrong? I authenticated with the right stuff. Let's see if I get myself some notes. All right. Okay, I do the install. I do mod probe.
This is for you because I know you like space.
Thank you.
For
Here, leave it right here. Leave it on the couch.
I think this should all be
Thank
done.
you.
I created secrets. They're there. And then I applied, and we should be set. I didn't give myself any more notes because I think we should be set. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over to one of my other blog posts that should take care of it. And I think I know which one, Sean.com, the one where I did Pike Reefy. Is it this one? That's from September. There's another one. I think it's this one. Where I did Pike Reefy. I don't think we did that because we're on Raspberry Pi 4s. We did this. We did this. We did this. We did this. That's all the same. Admin username is cfadmin. We applied. We did this. I did not. Well, that might be there. Daemon set. Gaming class. Let's go see if that is there. If I do K9s. KPAC is running, so it's got to be there. Right there. If I do this, daemon set. Yeah, there it is. Pods. Namespace. Daemon set. Name has been formatted. I don't think that's installed. But KPAC is running. Oh yeah. I remember it was that was a Kubernetes change. I couldn't install it that way. I had to install it. Where did I put those notes? I bet that's here.
All right, Dad, I'm going on.
All right, my friend. Good luck. That's here. This is what I did. I did this. I did this. I did this. Yep, I did this. I still did this. Here, I did install KPAC, this part. So this is the difference. This is what I had to do differently. I installed K-Tour or Contour. I did the creating of the namespaces. I added container registry credentials. That was nice. I installed Helm. After I did this, I did the tunnel. Fantastic. I'm totally giving away my tunnel ID. I do the Cloudflare deployment. I make my changes here at the bottom. This and this. I do this. That's fantastic. Make my changes. CF API, do that. CF login. I'm supposed to choose 3. And then do this. All right, so let's try that part again. CF. Create new user.
All right, so
Create new user. CF admin.
Right.
That's how I get my new token. CF login. CF admin. There's my orgs. It just took me a little while to remember it. That's all. So now if I go, let's do this one. And then let's do CF domains. And I'll see I've got my domains here. These are my shared domains. This is fantastic. Like what's cool about this is all of the config, all the stuff, all I got to do is point a domain to this cluster and it's going to work. Karifi takes care of the rest. So even though I'm running on Kubernetes, I'm running Kubernetes with like Cloud Foundry feel, Cloud Foundry API. So I get tons of benefit. So let's replicate this on the Raspberry Pi 4. Can I do that? I think I can. So let's go here. I have to add this part. I have to add the API for that domain. So we're doing this manually and I'm not like real excited about it, but I have my nice instructions here, right? Oh, so I haven't set up, Karifi on the other one. I do have Kubernetes installed, but I have not done Karifi yet. So I need to do a side-by-side. This is fine. This is fine. That's installed.
Okay.
I have a different node. So now I used RIMP. I get my ENVRC. So now I should just do another Karifi cluster. Let's see how it goes. How hard could it be? Watch this. It's not going to be hard. CD, be fun, Pi Karifi CC. There's going to be that .envrc file. I want that. So let's do this way. Let's do boot.
All right, there we go.
Let's say be fun. I'm going to make a directory called Pi 4 Karifi. Pi 4 Karifi. I'm going to CP that same fun. What is it called? Pi Karifi cc.envrc. Let's copy that to here. Let's make sure there's no secrets in it. I don't think so. All right, sweet. Root namespace CF, Karifi, CF admin. But now the base domain is not going to be Pi Karifi 00. We're going to call it Pi 4 Karifi. This, this, and this. So now all the other passwords are the same. Durim allow. So now those passwords are in. Now they are in the context, which is decent. It's not like fantastic. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. Let's keep going here. Following instructions. These are instructions. They're on Deshawn.com, so you can follow along. But we've done this. We've done this. Again, we really just made the change here. We're going to use the same tokens everywhere else. And now we're going to do this.
I'll be right
Do you
back.
think this is the latest version? Let's go look
Actually, no.
here. Let's go see what our latest version of Karifi is. Let's jump here. Let's go see what we're looking at. This is from November. So my instructions were 0.16. So now, again, we're getting into new space. How much different could it be, right? How much different could it be? Courageous engineering ritual in which legacy features are great for the retired to death knell. Breaking changes. With this release, operators can now configure and manage the namespace used by the Karifi gateway when upgrading from follow one of these approaches. We're not upgrading. What's changed? The Helm chart. All controllers and webhooks are deployed as a single deployment. That's fine. To simplify the build process and reduce maintenance efforts. Fantastic. The debug Helm value has been removed to reduce Helm chart complexity. Introduce networking namespace. Chart templates. CF API compatibility. CF CLI users now create multiple bindings to the same service using binding name. Miscellaneous improvements. The installation guide now includes correct KPAC. Deploy on-kind script always uses the locally installed YQ to prevent conflicts with system versions. Oh my goodness, these guys are incredible. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of follow along. We're going to, instead of Cert Manager 1.18.2, we're going to figure out where Cert Manager release. We're going to figure out what version is. Cert Manager docs, releases. 1.19 is what it looks like. 1.19.2. So instead of this, we're going to do 1.19.2. How hard could that be? Wait, let's kube CTX. We want to kube CTX Pi 4 Kurifi. Again, our second cluster. And what we're going to do now is we're going to install 1.19.2 of Cert Manager. And I'm pulling just the latest version. I've already made a mess of this stream. It couldn't go much worse. So I'm just grabbing the latest versions because if it works, then fantastic. If it doesn't, like no big deal. It can't get any worse. So now we've got Cert Manager. We're going to install KPAC. Let's go do the same thing. Let's find out what's the latest release of KPAC. KPAC release. Releases. KPAC 0.17.1. What do we have here? Oh, we're not very far off. So instead of 0.17.0, we're going to do 0.17.1. You know what I should do? I should, readme.md. Hey, I did this 0.17.1. And I should do this. I should give myself notes like, hey, here's what I did. Oop, these are the versions that we're deploying. Like that's like, just be nice to my future self. So did we do that? Did we install KPAC yet? No, we didn't. So now we're doing KPAC install. You know what else I didn't do? I didn't do the mod probe stuff. Oh, but that's okay because I think it came afterwards, right? So we're going to do this, install KPAC, and KPAC's going to fail. It'll apply, but it won't come up because it doesn't have the ARM64 bits. So this is my hack to make it work on Raspberry Pi. So if I go here, K9s, KPAC is going to fail. It'll do its stuff. Oh, it's still deploying. I don't need to wait. I don't need to show. We're just going to do this. Actually, I can do all of this. And that's from a Kubernetes change. Oh, not there. I got to go to that node, SSH Pi 4 Kurifi, and then I got to do it on that machine. Boop. Install all the things. Note, selecting user bin format instead of user static.
Wow.
Installing user bin format, installing dependencies, upgrading. All right, this will take a minute. My shoulders are getting tight, and they're getting tight because I'm embarrassed. Hello, everybody. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate you. Failed to check for VMs. Yeah, we're getting there. We're there. It is hard to keep track of all the the things that are happening on all the channels. But that's all that I should need to do. If I go back here, not there. Where did I do the edit here? So I did the kube color apply. Now if I go take a look at K9s, why am I not seeing anything? Oh, I know why, because I gotta do it all. There you go. Oh, and look at that. So it aired out the first time. It restarted 4 times, but now it has the mod probe bin format, and now it should start crashing back off. Do I need to reboot after I do the mod probe? It's possible. It's very, very possible. So let's try that, because this is what we want. KPAC, we want KPAC to be able to run. Four times, 90-ish. Let's see what happens. Hey, thanks for joining. Appreciate having you here. We are installing Kubernetes so that we can install Karifi, so that we can do things like AI on Raspberry Pis. So this is failing-ish. I'm waiting. If that restarts again, what we're going to do is we're going to reboot that node. I've worked through quite a few issues so far. It took an hour just to get my C groups enabled properly. So let's go back to that machine, this machine that we're working on. And what we're going to try to do is, reboot it. Just sudo shutdown R now. We're going to reboot it. And then hopefully that mod probe, the ARM64 emulation for x86, so we can use these x86 containers on a Raspberry Pi. So we're doing some pretty crazy things here. We are on a 2 GB Raspberry Pi, and we're doing emulation. Not only we're not just running Kubernetes, we're doing emulation. So yeah, Kubernetes can do its thing. So let's ping or wait for that machine to come back up. It's over there in the closet. It's computers are now they're appreciating assets because of the cost of memory across the board. So now I was going to say it's a $30 Raspberry Pi, but now it's probably worth a little bit more. I haven't done that math, but actually that's not a bad thing. Let's go see what Raspberry Pi shop.us. Let's go see how much a Raspberry Pi. This AI hat just came out. I am going to get some of those. So we can do AI, but a starter kit. Oof. Pi 5 budget kit. Let's see, where's a Raspberry Pi 4? Raspberry Pi. Where's the 4? So a 1 GB Raspberry Pi 5 is $45. Can I not buy a 4 anymore? Let's go back here. Raspberry Pi. I can't buy a 4. I can buy a 2 still. 5. Here we go. Whoa, what? A Raspberry Pi 4 with 8 gigs is $85. Here we go. All right. Yeah, so I feel like this used to be $35. So yeah, it's an appreciating asset. The price has gone up a little bit, not like so much. So the Raspberry Pi has specialized cores for AI. That's a really good question, but it does not. What what just got released was the Raspberry Pi AI Hat 2. So this AI Hat 2, this is a low power, I want to think it's called like a Helios cores. That, yeah, Halo cores, that allows me to run things like Olama. Here's the thing. And I've showed it here before. I can run Olama on a Raspberry Pi. Like I can do that. Now, maybe not on a 2 gig Raspberry Pi, but if you want to run Olama on a Raspberry Pi, I go over here. I show you exactly what it looks like. Java Grunt. We did this on a live stream not too long ago, and we made Olama with Open Web UI. So you can have your own little AI. Of course, if you're running on a Raspberry Pi, it's going to be slower. But this little setup is not using any of those Halo cores. If I go and then on this same Raspberry Pi 4, maybe the 8 gig Raspberry Pi 4, I then go and grab one of these AI hats, which I will do. Once I've done that, then I can run a slightly different version of Olama. It's basically Olama-Halo. So it'll be optimized to use those Halo cores. And I'll get a significantly faster Olama running locally. So this is the way. And I'm going to say like, hey, welcome in. Thank you for joining the chat. What we're going to do here, part of my Twitch community is followers on Twitch. They will be allowed to log in to Java Grunt. Let's go and do that. JavaGrunt.com. They'll be able to log in here and they'll be able to set up their account, and they'll be able to then deploy their Spring Boot apps. And they might be running Spring AI. They're going to be able to run their Spring Boot apps as long as it's a public repository. They'll be able to run it on these Raspberry Pis. And right now, I'm not running the Raspberry Pi hat. Right now, I've got I'll show. I've got, hey, that's good. I have these machines, and I'll show you the machine. Kintsugi is the one that your apps or my community's apps will be able to connect to, and they'll be able to connect to these models. The GPT OSS, Gemma 3, Qwen 3 Coder, and Llama 4. Those are the models that are deployed that for my community, when they are doing their stuff. So all my Raspberry Pis are on the same network as this machine, and they are able to access Olama and those 4 models. So that's the idea. But down the road, the ones that have Raspberry Pi 5s, I'm going to grab a few of these, and we'll just like keep it in the same box. So I've got a bunch of Raspberry Pi 5s, 4s, and 3s. I put this together today. We're going to, on the 5s, we'll make it so they can have AI. And we've got, again, multiple regions. That's where we're building here. So we got appreciating assets. We just verified that, hey, PyCarifi's up. And now what I should be able to do is K9s. I'm hoping that, thank you for the question, by the way. I'm hoping that if I go here to 0, this did not. Wait. Did it even reboot? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Root CTX. We're on Pi 4 Creepy. Did I reboot the right box? Here. Oh, I think I did the wrong box. I meant to reboot this box. Did I do it? 6 minutes. Did I do it? Cat rock online. Things are set properly. That has to be it, right? So why is this not working? Pipework repeat. Why is this not working? What did I miss? I'm missing something. Again, I think I did this on Ubuntu 24. We'll close this. I'm looking here. Almost immediately after fixing the install, the KPAC deploy becomes healthy. This is the big change from last journey. Some of the steps are the same as last time. I'm just copying and updating them so I don't have to go back and forth. Why isn't this working? So this is the emulation. That's the problem. Let's see. Error seeking pod failed start container for controller, crash to back off. Yeah, if the emulation is there, like in previous versions, it should just start working. Clearly, something has changed, but I don't know what that is. Having the foggiest. Any recommendations on learning Kubernetes? Do I install on my PC or Raspberry Pis? That's what I'm doing here. I'm installing it on my Raspberry Pis. Thank you for the question. Thank you for stopping in. I will step out of this for just one moment, and I will hit here. This is my juice box. My juice box is my daily driver, the one that I do the most stuff on, and I want to just show Docker PS. And the one time I don't have Kubernetes. Normally, I have Kubernetes clusters running, but on my laptop, and I don't have it installed at the moment. But normally I do, and there's many ways to do it. I personally, Docker is kind of my baseline, so I use a version of K3s. If I go to github.com/Sean-Cloud, I go over here. I use K3D to install. So it deploys a Kubernetes cluster on top of Docker. And that's, you can see here, I have my K3D juice. Like I put a Kubernetes cluster on my juice box. So yeah, like if you're asking for recommendations, that's my recommendation. This K3D juice will work on most machines, even if I'm doing on Windows. So we have a Windows machine over there, and I'm happy to do it on Windows, Linux, or Mac, or even a Raspberry Pi. We'll do these same kind of things. Han says, is Spring Certified Professional relevant? If I want to venture into DevOps, I have 1.25 years of experience as a Java developer and 1.25 years of experience as a data engineer, pivoting to DevOps to see the bigger picture. That is a really, really good question. And what I'd like to say is everything that you learn, everything you put into your tool belt is valuable. That's all there is to it. I'm going to jump over. because I say this a lot. If I go to show.com, use, I'm going to show this thing. My recommendation is being T-shaped. You should figure out what you want to go deep in. Going thin on a bunch of things is great. Do data, do Java, do DevOps, do all the things, do Raspberry Pis. But you should have something that you go deep on. This balances you out. I'm a big fan of this approach. You don't have to go deep on everything. Find the thing that matters to you, the thing that you get enjoyment out of, the thing that you like doing, and go deep on that. But in order to stay employable, in order to stay valuable to others that you work with, you want to be able to go at least 100 level on a lot of stuff. Make that T as wide as possible. Be able to comprehend, understand a lot of the other things. That's my approach. Hopefully that answered. All of the certifications that you get. They're all relevant. They're all going to take you 100, 200, 300 level deep so that you can do more. I'm a Spring developer advocate, so I work with hundreds of certified Spring professionals. Like they are very important to my role. That's the type of community that I want to engage with. That's where I go and look for answers, look for feedback, look for roadmap. Because I know they have that deep technical knowledge on Spring. So that is a target audience for me. So they also have a similar background as me. The Spring Certified Professional can be anywhere from, there are students, right, that are coming right out of college and they're doing that to get their feet wet. If you want to go work for one of the big, what I'll call as global 2000 enterprises, like the strategic companies, the ones that we all know of, if you want to work for one of them, there's a 99% chance that you're going to go work and you're going to be working with Spring, right? Because they all use Spring. So it makes sense when you're coming on a university to go get certified, right? It's not years of experience, but it's you can talk the talk. The experience will come. So that Spring Certified Professional exam is valuable in that sense. You can go and be able to talk the talk, and you can get your foot in the door at one of those global 2000 enterprises. But yeah, from there, it goes all the way up, right? There's also Spring Certified Professionals that have been certified for 15 years, right? It's been out. I think that certification has been out for 20 years, but it's only for a certain level. But still, understanding the fundamentals of Spring will take you a long way. So hopefully that answered the question, but great questions. And clearly I'm not great at streaming and doing awesome content, but I'm very, very comfortable asking questions. Since I don't have an agenda, I'm very comfortable taking your questions and trying to move this little project along. So thank you, everybody, for the good questions. So let's go back and see if we can figure out why our PyCreepy 4 emulation isn't working. We're going to go back to the entire cluster, and it says, hey, I feel like maybe I didn't reboot this box. Let's do this. Let's do history. No, let's go back to our directory here. Not there. Not there. PWD. This one. Cat readme. Let's do kubectl delete -f. The kpack. Let's remove it. And let's keep an eye on what's happening. Not on this machine. I'm going to just open up on this machine. I want to keep a look at the logs, and I want to see if I can figure out what's going on. Hey, thanks for joining. Welcome in. I'm not doing anything mind-blowing here. This is not great content. This is just me working through issues, and I'm open to questions. If you've got questions, I'll do my best to provide answers. But what I'm doing now is I'm struggling. I am troubleshooting, installing Kubernetes. Actually, we're now installing Corifi KPAC on top of Kubernetes. But the problem is KPAC doesn't have ARM64 images. So we know that we can get through that by installing some ARM64 emulation so that it looks like an x86 and we can handle x86 images. That's what we're doing. So welcome into the chat. And yeah, I'm open to questions. What we're doing now is looking at these logs to see if we can figure out why KPAC isn't installing. So fail to list this partial, could not find requested resource. I think we're okay. I think that's just, see if we did our delete. If I go here, I think it's just still deleting. So it's just going through and deleting all of the resources slowly, but surely. So we have Cert Manager installed. We're trying to install KPAC. So let's do this instead of delete. Let's apply, see if we can get it to run. And while we do that, let's see if we can keep track of these logs. Okay, adding unhandled error. Sync KPAC control plane not found. Okay, that's fine. It'll do its loop. Allocated cluster IPs. Entered a blocking state. Promiscuous mode. Unhandled error. Webhook. That's fine. That's fine. Just do your little loop. Entered blocking state. Unexpected. Let's see what's showing up over here. Hit all. So crash to the backup. So it's still restarting. So the emulation, what I expect we're going to see, like format deactivated successfully. Error syncing pod skipping. Fail to start container for webhook. The webhook. If I go back here, I'm looking for an error that might help me. So this webhook, I think, depends on. Oh, look at there. Webhook has started. Webhook depends on controller, or controller depends on webhook. Okay. So that wasn't right. So one of these is going to say so it is trying to do the AMD 64 code, and it's having a hard time. Oh, you know what? Let's go see. How do I see? Let's do another one. How do I see which emulation has been installed with QEMU? Boop. Oh, my neck is getting tight. This has been, it's only been a 2-hour stream. I don't know why. It's, right, this is what we want to see. We want to see this. If you're looking for user mode emulators, no, I want to see this. And I feel like maybe that's part of my problem here. User bin. Check supported targets. Let's see if this works. Oh, wrong machine. I'm going to go over here. Boop. Oop. First thing I want to do is this. Cannot sudo cap sudo no such file directory. Pi4 creepy, but we did this. We did this. And when we did that, it said, I'm not doing static. I'm going to choose user bin format instead of user static. Why did it do that? And is this a problem? Oops. Control C. Why did this happen? Oops. Why did this happen? What up? What up? We are struggling. We're trying to get Karifi installed. Okay, it says this happens because of package transition in modern versions of Ubuntu on your Raspberry Pi. The OS is recognizing this has been functionally replaced or merged. Here's the breakdown. The package transition, old way, QEMU user and user static. The standard QEMU user and user static has become a transitional package. Why? Bin format parts is the magic that allows your Linux kernel to recognize a foreign library. When you asked for user static, it said, no, let's use this. Since the summary shows, it means you already have everything. What does this mean? You can verify it's working by checking the registration. All right. There, I see it, x86, 64. So it's there. How do I verify that it's working? It's just not static, right? All right. So it should be working. What are you doing?
Multiplayer on Minecraft. Open private network.
All right. So are you trying to run a specific container? I did. No, it's just not working. So what is the... I have such a hard time just doing like the easy bits. We're trying to do Kubernetes on Raspberry Pis. And I don't want to do Kubernetes the hard way. I like Cloud Foundry. So I've been down this path. Why did it not pick up? I'm going to need some more clues. Okay, back. Right. I think webhook, relies on controller. No, that's not it. And I cannot open this. No such file or directory. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, because it's already gone. Is that the same one? What am I missing? So in order to get this working, you know what? Let's try the old way. Let's just try. Like what could go wrong? Okay, I'm sure that I'm going to do something silly here. Setup job. What happens if I do this? Control apply -F in format data set. Does that work? So what this is doing is pulling down the QEMU as a daemon set so that it'll run Kubernetes as a node. Will run it. This is the way that I used to do it. Let's see if this works. Hello. Welcome in. I am struggling. What I'm trying to do. Okay, so this is running. What I'm trying to do is get KPack installed, which it doesn't have ARM64. I'm trying to do this on a Raspberry Pi. I'm doing things the hard way, even though I don't like doing things the hard way. But I have a character flaw. Just sometimes I end up making things a little bit more difficult for myself. And it's an age-old problem where I said, I can do this. I don't have to spend cloud money. I just don't have cloud money to spend. I have more time than money. So I'm doing things on a Raspberry Pi. I don't have cloud money. I have Raspberry Pi money. So I'm doing this. I'm installing Kubernetes and KPack on a Raspberry Pi. And I've done this before. I've done it a few times. So that's what we're trying to do. Yeah, effort is optional. I do my best. And I just want to see if this fails again. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to shortcut it by doing this. I'm going to uninstall KPack and I'm going to reinstall it just to see if I can get this loop to go a little bit faster. And this is Pi 4 Karifi. I don't think I need this actually. History. Type grab delete. Where did I do it? Cat this. We're going to cuddle delete -F this. We're going to delete that. And we're going to try it again. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. My name is Sean. I am trying to deploy it. The server could not find the request. That's good, right? I am trying to deploy Kubernetes. Actually, I've deployed Kubernetes. I'm trying to deploy Karithi, which uses KPAC. Right now I'm stuck trying to deploy KPAC to a Kubernetes cluster that's running on Raspberry Pis. And Raspberry Pis are ARM64. They have a different type of processor than most of your PCs. It's more, the Raspberry Pi is more closely related to the Mac Apple Silicon ARM64, the Macs. And this tool, this KPAC tool that I'm that I need, it does not have ARM64 images. So in order to deploy x86 images to a Kubernetes cluster, I have to have some sort of thing in place that'll do emulation, that'll handle and be able to say, hey, oh, I know how to
Hello?
do that. Yeah.
Hello?
And
Hello?
Joe Jr. is streaming next to me. And he doesn't realize
Hello?
how loud he is. He doesn't realize.
What?
I said he doesn't realize how loud he is.
Hello?
So we're going to do this.
Can
Boom,
you
boom,
hear
boom.
me?
And it's okay. We can both stream in the same place. Boom, boom. We're going to try this. We're just trying to shortcut that loop. Let's see if we can see anything. Our bin format deployed, our webhook deployed, but our controller didn't. So our controller already restarted. It says, yeah, no, this ain't working. So controller is going to restart again. It says, nah, bro. So I think webhook depends on controller. And it looks like just the emulation is just not there. So it's trying to run this x86 code and it's just saying, I don't have it. I can't do it.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, wait. They're both running.
Yeah.
No,
Can you
they're
hear
not
me?
both running.
Yes.
There's a way around this. But I've been attempting this for a little while. So I'll ask any questions from the audience. I have been trying to do this, and it's the emulation that's kicking my butt right now. But actually, I don't know that I need this. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna fuss with that. Let's scoot past the KPAC bits, and let's just keep going. Let's do contour release. And what I'll just not use KPAC. I'll deploy the image. I already have the image built, and I won't. Let's go grab these releases 1 through 3.1. And my last one was 1.33. So we're going to do this. Instead of that, we're going to do 1.33.1. We'll ignore this now. Our README. We're going to do 1.33.1. We're going to get all the other stuff. I'm going to copy this. Boop. Let's just get that going. So yes, this little 2 gig Raspberry Pi is going to be in a loop. Uh-oh. Server reported 401 release 133.1 not found. Let's go. The file that I want. Oh. The file. Oh, where were those? Within the box? Oh, fantastic. Look at that. We just have these Raspberry Pi modules just showing up around the house. And that's wild. I want this file. So if I go here, where did I say it was? Examples render. Releases, examples render, contour, gateway provisioner. Examples. Render, contour, gateway provisioner. But the release should be V1 through 3.1. Let's do this. Let's go here. Oop. And let's, oh, not release. That's weird. Let's hit that. Why did it? Let's fix that. Kubectl apply -f this file. Let's copy that. Let's try it again. To install contour. C. Boom, 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 boom. There. All right, that's created. We're cooking. We're moving in the right direction, and that's a good thing. So now we're installing contour, which is going to handle all the domains that we have on our cluster, and we'll keep on going. So we're jumping back and forth between these docs. This means I have to do my stuff. So I have to say dir and allow to grab that. Whoops. Get all my passwords, get all my environment set up. Oh, I spelled dir and wrong. And then I'll do this. And now the metric server is already installed. I think this is the same, so we'll do that. Service binding, which is awesome. Insert manager, the default value change from never to always, that's fine. Now I can create the namespaces. Root namespace and Creefy namespace. I will do both of those. And then add container registry credentials. Sure, let's do that. And then I'm still cool with self-signed certs for now. So now we have a new version. So now we're on 0.17. So let's go to Creefy. And where's that Helm? We did this. Where's the Helm install? We're doing all those same things. We did all of the same thing. Our KPAC didn't work. We're following the same steps. Pre-install. We did the namespaces. We did the registration. TLS certs, we're not doing that. Container registry, we're not doing the CA. Here, this. So the only thing we change, the only thing we should change is our 17. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to change, I'm going to copy this.
JW. Oop. I took your throne.
I'm going to do this. And I'm going to change it from 16 to 17. Oops. And I'll do this. And this should install that Helm chart on that Raspberry Pi 4. And welcome, welcome, welcome. This is just live troubleshooting. I'm not doing anything fancy. Oh, namespace Creefy gateway. Namespace Creefy namespace. Wait. Namespaces Creefy geteway. Is that a change? Let's go back to our release. That might have been one of the changes. Creefy. Release. Yeah, so follow one of these to continue using Karifi Gateway.
That.
During the upgrade, leave the networking gateway namespace. So do I just need to? Okay, we're gonna do this. So the property
JW, can I get a base?
networking dot gateway namespace.
Can I get a base, bro?
Gateway class namespace.
JW, can you hear me?
Root namespace. API server.
Wait, can you hear me?
We're gonna figure this out. Maybe. I'm
Wait, JW,
trying to
can you hear me?
understand. Oh, here. Let's do this. Let's go back here. Let's do the install instructions. And let's do a little diff between this. Root name, admin username, API server URL, default app domain name, container repository, builder repository, networking gateway class. This is what we need. We need this. And let's do this. And then let's add
Wait, JW,
that one
can you hear me?
line to our property, the gateway name class, this.
Oh, okay. You should give me some food. I'm hungry.
No,
Give me food.
Wait, there's no secrets in here. There you go. Boop, boop,
I
boop.
need food.
Give
me food.
Allow. Rocking and rolling. Hello. Laxmi, welcome in. I'm troubleshooting.
Food,
I'm not doing anything great, but I'm really trying to get Karifi Cloud Foundry for Kubernetes installed on K3S, which is running on a Raspberry Pi, a 2 gigabyte Raspberry Pi. We're working through some stuff. So we're going to try that Helm. Nope, can't read me. We're going to try this. And see what happens. Please name check. Cannot reuse. So I need to do Helm delete Karifi. What? Helm delete.
Yes.
Helm list releases. Helm list.
Dethrone the tyrant.
Helm status.
Dethrone him.
Karifi.
Give me food. Give me food.
It's not found. So it won't let me
That's just me.
install because it says cannot reuse a name that's still in use.
I see you, Heidi.
Create dependency easy, get help history, install it list.
No.
Plugin pull, push registry. I want to Uninstall. Uninstall Griefy. What am I doing now? What am I doing wrong here? I have a Helm install.
I'm hungry, bro. Give me food.
But it's not finished. So I'm trying to figure out, like, hey, how do I?
You tyrant!
A Helm deployment. Oh, I know. Helm upgrade. Upgrade, Griefy. Fix it.
We must be thrown here. Go to the tyrant.
Failed to create. Oh, the namespace, and I can go do that. I can fix that real quick. When I made the namespaces, I did not make one for namespace. I did not make one for Griefy Gateway. Okay, let's do that real quick. Boop, boop. Update. Like, it's all coming back to me now. Upgrade failed. Conflict error while applying. Apply failed with 9 conflicts with Cert Manager CA Injector. All right. Is there something else that I have to do? CA. I did Cert Manager. But I said that, like, I skipped the TLS. Grief uses 2 kinds of TLS. And running Cert Manager is a prerequisite for generating self-signed. If you want to generate, I did this. I did this. Container registry.
We're fighting for the armor.
Container registry certificate authority. I didn't do that. Look at all this stuff. Thank you. Thank you. So why is that not working? Why? Are we going to be okay? Let's see what happens. Here. No. Oh, blast. Now, if I was smart, which I'm not, I would what should I do here? Because it's fun to do this stuff, but it's way more fun to do it on a Raspberry Pi. That's just all there is to it. I have other options. I have other machines. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say, hey, I did this, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a break, give myself a rest. I got all the working tomorrow. I'm gonna give myself a rest. I'm gonna come back, and on the next stream, we're gonna do it with x86. We're not gonna jump through all these hoops. We're just gonna do it with x86, and we should be fine. But there is some things, this new version things have clearly changed. So I might just have to go through this once or twice because the problem that we're running into right now is a certificate, right? Oh,
I'm running away, bro. I'm done.
oh, this is coming back to the emulation. Hmm.
Come on, come fight me. Come fight me.
All right, and I just got a message from my teammate. So yes, so this is a fun stream. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. I'm doing more on these channels. I'm doing more streaming, but once this is all deployed, the only people that will get to deploy their apps to production, be able to like, right, let's go back and make sure that I didn't break anything, right? The whole idea is we want you to be able to deploy your Spring Boot app so you can have right, this running on a Spring Boot. That's the way. So we didn't break anything. We're not in any worse shape than we were when we started. We have apps that are running. Our Raspberry Pis are actually serving these Spring Boot apps, in this case, Spring Boot 3.4.2 running bottom, but we want to do better. We want to do better. We want to make it so that we can have more than one. We want to have it in multiple regions so that I can upgrade clusters. And that's going to take a minute. This going from version 16 to version 17, there are some hiccups, and I was racing through. I got flustered right away. So that's what we'll do. Next time, we'll do it again. I'm not promising that it's going to work, but I am going to promise you I'm going to do it again because I do like running on Raspberry Pis. Like that, there's no better bang for the buck for me, and for the community that I host websites for. Yeah, it's cheap, it's affordable, and it's educational. So that's what we're going to do. So thank you, everybody, for stopping in. Thanks for all the good questions, and I will see you around soon. Thanks. Click like, follow, subscribe, do all the things. Take care.